Thanks for inviting us in at 6 o'clock, and we begin tonight with breaking news. A deadly crash near Westfield is causing a major backup at this hour. I want to give you a live look from one of our NDOT cameras. This is US 31 near State Road 38. This crash tonight closing all the northbound lanes. Right now we're working to find out if it was just one person or more who was killed in this crash. Drivers reported whiteout conditions at the time. Back here in downtown Indianapolis, it's been snowing on and off over the last couple of hours. Not as severe. Rob's in for Angela tonight, and it's really been hit and miss, hasn't it?
It has been, and that's part of the problems when it causes that many problems with the road conditions, because you may be driving at a reasonable speed for what the conditions are where you are, and then the burstiness of the snow is leading to some snow-covered roadways because it's coming down at rates in isolated pockets that is overcoming the melting of the snow treatment that's on many of the roadways. What I mean by that is, which by the way, there is already some clearing that is taking place to the north and west where we're seeing clear skies completely. That's all moving our way. But look at how bursty the snow is farther to the east into parts of, we're looking at near Anderson right now over to Muncie, Delaware County. We're looking at really bursty nature of the snow as opposed to the light to moderate snow that's coming down in rates that are not necessarily causing problems for the treatment that's on the roadways. But keep in mind, that's still going to be with us at least for a few more hours. And once we see the skies clear, look what happened already in Lafayette, down to 18. Those clear skies are going to allow the temperatures to drop pretty quickly. As long as that continues to clear out, the temperatures will continue to drop, especially if the winds let up, which is what we are expecting for tonight. And another night is expected into the single digits. Before tomorrow, we do keep those clear skies in place, and the forecast highs will only get us up to 22 degrees. I'll be back with a look at when we can finally get above freezing. I'll have that for you coming up.
All right, see you in a little bit, Rob. Thank you. Tonight, a 16-year-old girl says a Muncie man planned to sell her for crack cocaine. Tonight, she is safe with her family while the suspect is in the Grant County Jail awaiting charges for promoting child sex trafficking. We've got Rich Nye in studio with us tonight to tell us how this investigation could expand to include even more victims. Rich?
That 16-year-old girl is also from Muncie. She was in a car with a 28-year-old acquaintance Saturday morning about 7. She called police from the car on 4th Street in Marion. Police say they found fresh cuts on her face, which was red and swollen. I have deleted the man's name from this interview because he is not yet formally charged.
During the initial interview, she reported that would not let her get out of the car by grabbing and holding her legs. The female juvenile stated that was known in the area, Muncie, Anderson area, for selling kids for dope, and that she clarified that he participates in sex trafficking as well.
It's the control and the power that we see. And in this particular case, all the indications are, of course, not being able to leave the car, holding on to the person's body physically, threatening. That there will be harm unless she does exactly what he tells her to do. These are textbook signs of a trafficking situation in the making.
Beth White is the president of the Indiana Coalition to End Sexual Assault and Human Trafficking. The girl told police that the man was planning to sell her Saturday night for crack cocaine. Then he refused to take her back home to Marion unless she had sex with him. The Grant County prosecutor plans to file formal charges in this case Friday. The Delaware County prosecutor says he is asking law enforcement to see if any crimes were committed in Muncie as well.
Rich, thanks so much. Tonight, an Indianapolis man is charged with shooting his estranged pregnant wife, wounding her, and then killing her unborn child. Jeremy McBride tonight is charged with attempted murder and feticide in connection with this shooting on the near south side of Indy. Authorities say that McBride told them he planned to kill his estranged wife and unborn child before taking his own life. The woman is expected to survive. McBride is expected to appear in court tomorrow. Happening right now, a community meeting to talk about that tragic loss of a 14-year-old girl. Deandra Clay Staples was shot and killed at the Laurelwood Apartments on the south side of Indy. I want to give you a live look inside the Marion County Youth Violence Prevention Council's crisis team meeting. This is at Frederick Douglass Park. So the goal of this meeting is to offer support, address what happened, and discuss safety and violence prevention. This meeting will end at 8 o'clock tonight. Tonight at 6, a former employee at this Greenwood Daycare is facing a level 6 felony. Investigators tell us the charge comes from an incident that took place last year that was caught on camera. Our Samantha Johnson spent today in Johnson County and breaks down what we've learned.
Joyce Perkins is now charged with battery on a child after cameras inside show the former employee slapping a boy hard enough to spin him around, according to investigators. The teacher says she did it because the young boy spit on her.
Thank you for calling Kitty Academy of Greenwood.
I called the daycare Thursday. A staff member confirmed Perkins was immediately fired and a report was filed with the Department of Child Services. In a statement, the academy said Perkins was a recently hired employee, adding the daycare has a zero-tolerance policy for any mistreatment or inappropriate behavior toward children. After watching surveillance video of what happened inside, Johnson County prosecutor Lance Hamner charged Perkins.
Under the law, that constitutes a battery because battery is defined as a person who knowingly, intentionally touches another person in a rude or insolent or angry manner.
Tonight, we are waiting to learn when Perkins is expected to make an appearance in court. In Johnson County, Samantha Johnson, 13 News.
Tonight, Metro Police are searching for the person who shot a man multiple times this morning on the northeast side of Indy. All of this unfolded at a home near 30th and Sherman. A family member told 13 News the victim was shot in the face, chest, and wrist. IMPD tells us they used drones and then executed a search warrant at a nearby home. If you have any information about this shooting, please call police. A bill that would help address our state's backlog of untested rape kits just got one step closer to becoming a law. As our State House reporter Emily Longnecker tells us tonight, the bill's author says there is a 6 to 8 month wait to process hundreds of rape kits that have not yet been tested for DNA.
The bill was written by Republican Representative Becky Cash, and it would establish a $2.5 million fund to help get those untested rape kits finally processed. The money from the fund would be available starting in July 2026 and be given out through the Indiana State Police. According to Cash, part of the problem creating the backlog of untested kits is that crime labs don't have enough equipment to process for DNA that may have been collected. Cash also said crime labs struggle to recruit and retain employees to do the testing because wages aren't competitive with the private sector. All of that has led, she said, to a backlog of untested rape kits, something advocates for survivors of sexual assault say needs to change.
So the opportunity for these rape kits to be processed, not only to give the possibility of justice to those that have been harmed, but to also give the possibility of protecting others in the future from those that have predatory behavior.
The bill passed out of committee unanimously. It now heads to the full House where changes could still be made. At the State House, Emily Longnecker, 13 News.